This is Deb Helfrich, hashtag Redheaded She-Hulk. Let me tell you something. We are going through an evolution right now. I am adapting to the world of the evolution of consciousness like crazy. So much goodness is happening in my body mind. It's just fantastic. So here we are today. Let's make sure we got Africa all perfectly lined up, having my back. When you look back at these videos, and I had mentioned just yesterday, I'm working on some toning here, and I can see that there's a little bit more shape right here. Just one night, and having pointed out in a video yesterday, we're now getting more shape here. And I'm working, and I think there was some congestion. I think that there was some sort of little sinus congestion thing right under this cheekbone. It's really very interesting. Fat face. Probably need to check on how everything's operating. All right. I was in the bathroom talking to myself in the bathroom mirror, and I had the most profound thought ever. I'm like, explains it to them. I mean, I can explain it every which way but loose. And I typically, so there's an interesting thing. I almost always pick a much better word for the last word. It's pivoting, not wanting people to recall the movie, but wanting to think dynamically. That we can always pivot forward. That's creativity. That's what human life force exists to do. And when our bodies are optimized, our brains are optimized, we are just creative beings. Some of us verbally, some of us musically, some of us in dance and movement, right? Some of us in chocolate, some of us in cake, some of us in bridges and buildings and fakes. I don't know what else rhymes with cake. But some of us are great forgers. This is mimicry. Okay, so I don't know, and we had this whole system of economic crapola. But the art of mimicry, that is a height of intelligence of incalculable worth. So if we just fix the economic system and we could have competitions, right? Who could be the next Dave Chappelle? That's my competition. I already won that shit. So, I mean, it's not fair for any of the rest of y'all, but, we could do something like that. And then who will be the next hashtag Redheaded She-Hulk after Deb becomes the Globe's original hashtag Wellbeing Philosopher. So, no, I want to get back to, I was actually commenting on LinkedIn to a copywriter, Lee, a friend. We've done a little podcast. And it was about writer's block, and I totally went off. Video killed the radio star, because so how do you beat writer's block? I'm like, well, I don't write shit. First off, that totally just comments on LinkedIn. But in having gained this comfortability of that what's in my head is perfectly valid to come out of my mouth. It was not something I received as a child, that I didn't get that data, that it was okay what was in my brain and it can just come out of my mouth. It was usually like a whole committee process, board of advisors, and, most of the time, and because, what's going on in my mind is precious. My mind is astounding. Wait till you get to see what's in my mind. So stop ignoring me. That's all. I'm out here being myself with myself every single day, basically. It's y'all not paying any attention for your own detriment. Because this is, stick with me, understand the basic foundational premises of bioelectricity, well-being philosophy, that the thoughts are primary, and how to shift the thoughts, how to identify what are societal thoughts, what thoughts are true to you such that you trust your own body. If you trust your own body, then you know what thoughts are true. That's just how this works. And this is a big, I'm having a whole situation. I don't know. Was that a flake, or was that just like reflection? Because of my hair, what's happening to my hair? I don't know. Oh, so I got past the 3 minutes mark. You didn't even notice it. So I just want to make sure if this was not freezing. Now, we're going to do a demonstration. It's 5 minutes and 33 seconds on this broadcast. I know sometimes the saved ones have different seconds. YouTube's all secondies rounding. That's procrastination. I titled this, we're going to try and figure out if I can get back that really poignant thought I had looking at myself in the bathroom, because there's no writer block anymore. Now I have writer's complexity. I just absorb this stuff. When I'm trying to type, I can't. My fingers don't type fast. I don't have the right ergonomic setup. I don't have the right economic setup. I don't to figure out how to slow down back to y'all. I'm in gamma brainwaves. Do not get it twisted. My brain's hertz is going maybe even 3 times as fast as yours. Don't hate a player. I know how to spin human brainwaves. I know the transmission. I know the code. Is not mindfulness and meditation. Ultimately, at first. So, I'm not a hater, but I'm just saying, all them monks in Richie Davidson's lab, University of Wisconsin, if they get to see this, they're going to be like, well, we could have really predicted it would have been a redhead. Because they're wondering why, okay, well, you're studying and you're only studying meditation is the clutch. Just shifting up into gamma brainwaves. This is called altered states of consciousness. It's called trance. It's called flow state. It's called runner's high. It's called this, that, and the other thing. High is quite literally just higher brainwaves. It's a higher electrical capacity. Being high is having a higher bioelectrical capacity within your body, mind, and soul. As is efferent and the third dimension. So, the way bioelectricity works, it's a circuit, afferent communication, body, brain. But then we're all embedded in an environment, and the epigenetic signals are primary. Now, there's layers of epigenetic. There's the epigenetics of, your brain math. From the HeartMath Institute, they found that, it's like 3 to 4 feet really measurably feel the electrical field of our heart. And you can feel the electrical field of your brain inches away, right? It's just cutting edge science. But then you have a biofield, and then multiply that out and take that out, and you have all of these other senses. So again, you can hear things much further away than you can feel the vibrations of the magnetic fields of your heart and brain. So those vibrations of sound that you can hear from much further away, that come into your field and through stages and through various levels of resonance. Whether your sensitivity to sound is very acute, like say your dogs. And if you live with a dog, you probably have some statistical mean higher of acute hearing, unless, well, this gets complex. We have to ask a couple questions. Now, first of all, it could literally be that your ears are blocked up, that you don't have good posture, that you're not conducting the full electrical bandwidth of your body, which is what I'm doing right now. And I'm still procrastinating. I went all off. That was a great diatribe. So I can pull the focus, just so you can see that I'm not cray-cray. I mean, I'm happy to be called cray cray. I'm happy to be seen as somebody with the fast talking, a Robin Williams kind of brain. But I'm also really able to shift down and talk in the way that you'd like me to. That you have expectations that if I am a wise feminine philosopher, I'll present with a different energy. But you're wrong. You're so totally wrong. Because if you're a well-being philosopher and you truly understand how to shift the transmission into your own subconscious, you go this fast. Because I don't know if y'all ready to handle this truth. And only what'll happen is the people, you have to just keep up. These are all valid premises. If you know this, if you know that, if you pull this together, if you can keep up. This is a mental fitness exam. Of which I'm failing in the short-term memory recollection phase. I just made a great analogy. And so part of what's happening here, I mean, you all would like to say this is some avoidance, and I'm just kind of using that as this is a stand-up comedy bit, stand-up philosophy bit. So I'm calling back into the reason we're here today. The point of this set is to demonstrate that there is some block in my biofield, in my stored memories, that has made me not have constant access to this poignant thing I just said in the bathroom mirror. And now we're 11 minutes and 47 seconds into the broadcast. So, am I cleaning debris? Am I procrastinating? Am I making a verbal sandwich, having my lunch break? Am I letting some things happen and then I'll remember what I said? Or did something get triggered? Was there something, and would it be right at the end? And maybe even just, oh, this is so brilliant. Did I somehow go, oh, it's not all that brilliant? And deflate the energy. Now remember, I was talking on LinkedIn about not having an inner critic defeat me. And I don't think this isn't that kind of inner critic. That would have been, I'm not aware of having that dialogue. Because I'm like, because I took action. I'm sitting right here, right now, challenging myself to remember it. I know it's there. I know it went away. I know it was really good. I know and the sort of the interesting thing is the old sort of history of how we think about it as denizens of the US of hypocrisy is that I can't remember the payoff, but I actually can't remember the setup. I feel pretty certain the payoff is self-evident. It's the setup. It was some sort of mechanical metaphor. In distilling things, memories, eh? So, I mean, I could tell you that if you want to piss off a neuroscience geek, and you can tell him Deb sent you. You want to annoy any neuroscience geek, just be like, Deb has some questions. Where are our memories stored? These people will go off on your amygdala to, you know, all of the places. I don't even want to go into all of the places they be talking about. Because the map tells you nothing. The map of the terrain doesn't tell you anything about the inhabitants of the locale. So we got this map. The brain's all mapped out. What has that done for us lately? We're getting more sick. We're all experiencing collective trauma. I mean, there's every now and then like really rich people who like, well, you know, I'm on my private island, but the rest of us are not doing also very well with all of this completely mapped out brain, just like the completely mapped out genome really put us in our place. We are 68% similar to fruit flies. genetically. I hear everybody talk about genes. I'm like, forget about the 80-20 rule. That's like the 397 rule. What y'all going down in all this genetic nonsense of medicine is at 3%. Now, some people really do have genetic I don't even know what the word, because I don't want you to be judgy and everything. Aberrations, genetic aberrations. They're just, some sort of intense signal in the environment just completely disrupts, how your genes come through. Huntington's disease. They say type 1 diabetes. I'm curious. I don't know that I'd say, I don't really know what Huntington's is. I know it looks a lot like Parkinson's. So maybe not even those. But in any case, whether ultimately it turns out to be the case, if I come up with a better explanation or not, standard science is saying, very little seems to be directly correlated to genes. Because it's all epigenetics. It's all the environments, dumbasses. The environments that the Industrial Revolution polluted, and now we're getting in the wheelhouse. Be able to step back. Okay, we were saying something about. Oh, so good too. It felt so poignant. It felt like, oh, this is going to get the mechanistic folks out of their mechanistic blind spots. I did my transmission. I got my Marucci Davidson lab holler bit in. So we're talking about the best frequency to grow cannabis earlier today, talking about forget the whole diet, exercise, willpower triangle. The cannabis, ecstatic trance dance, and tuning forks triangle. Got that on a Canvas Live, anyone's perusal. Feeling really got solar plexus-y. Did the liver tuning fork session. Really needed to do it. It's 222 333 433. I think I do need another couple hours of tuning fork in this. Today, the second day of fasting. And we fit 18. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say I did not remember what the metaphor was. And I've just been told myself to go lie down in the dark. So, all right, harmony, y'all.